Alright, we did Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. And it's finally time for the most anticipated game yet, Pokemon Black and White 2. Pokemon Black and White 2 have to be one of the best selling games and most appreciated by fans. The Black and White era games were so good that they were the first games to get a direct sequel, which is pretty amazing considering the fact that only Black and White and Ultra Sun and Moon got direct sequels. All other games did not get them. They only got third versions or DLCs. Anyways, today we will be playing as Ash Ketchum like he did in the Unova region, which means only one thing: spawning into the Unova region and laying some smackdown. As you guys can tell, this is our hometown. It's giving quiet countryside vibes. And in these games, your rivals from the previous games have different roles. For example, Bianca is the professor's aide. And as you guys are about to see, Chiram, well, he is the first gym leader. This is also the first hometown that has a gym within it, which is also pretty cool. Our mom asks us if we want to have a Pokemon and we say no, because our goal in life is to be an astronaut. For some reason she's shocked, so we tell her again that no, we don't want to be Pokemon trainers. And soon I realize I don't really have a choice. Much like free will, this is an illusion, and I have to get a Pokemon. Outside my house I meet Paul, my rival with his little sister. I go talk to Bianca, and one thing I really like about these games is that you're actually picking your first ever starter. This isn't, oh, well, I'm getting attacked by a Pokemon, or go do delivery for me, or I just saw you outside Twinleaf Town. We're actually getting to pick our first Pokemon. And since Ash only fully evolves as Tepig, we're going with Tepig. We name our Tepig Pork Chop because why not? And we have our first ever rival fight with Paul. Pork Chop picks up the win for us, and then we do the stupid battle tutorial that it's in every game. Then we meet this weird dude with red hair. I think his name was Alder and he had a Bouffalante or something like that. We proceed to do a rematch battle with Paul, our rival. Even though Pork Chop's in low health, we still pick up the win. Then these hillbillies tell us that their dog's missing, so we go and try and find it, and we run into a Riolu. Even though Ash didn't have a Riolu on his Unova team, since we are missing two of his Pokemon that were his starters, I am going to be picking up Riolu here. Plus, we had one in Platinum and we didn't get to use it. After finding the Herdier, this Team Plasma Grunt runs away, and for some reason is giving us a TM. Afterwards, we do battle with Sharon for our first gym badge, and his first Pokemon is a Patrat, which is basically the regional rodent. He's also one of the first gym leaders that are the first gym leaders of a region that don't use a rock type, which is honestly pretty cool. Well, I guess Falkner is the first one actually. But after Faulkner and Chili, he's the third one. Ariolo takes the L to Lillipup after beating Patrat, and then Pork Chop takes out Lillipup, giving us the win. And check out this badge animation, guys. This badge animation is pretty cool. Anyways, we do some training in tall grass with Paul and run into a Swaddle. Ash had one on his team, so we are going to be catching this guy. He also knows Bug Bite, which is a pretty strong move. Long story short, we throw a Pokeball at it, and we do end up catching Swaddle, which will be our third Pokemon. And this game is giving out way too many freebies. You get a Great Ball just for trying to cross into the city. We do some training in this weird part of town, but not gonna lie, this city is actually pretty cool. And so is the style and design of this gym. It's giving an underground vibe here. And it's like you're entering like a speakeasy or like an underground club. After battling some members of the band, Pork Chop evolves into Pignite and learns Arm Thrust. We then interrupt Roxy's jam out and challenge her to a gym battle. I'm so excited to use Arm Thrust, I forget that it's not even effective against poison types. We knock out her Coughing and do decent damage to her Whirlipede. If I knew she had a Whirlipede, I would have saved Pignite. Anyways, Riolu tries to knock out Whirlipede, but it catches the L. But it's okay because it sets up a nice win for our Swaddle. Swaddle also learns Razor Leaf, and I just found out this guy's actually a bug and grass type. Now that we have beat Roxy, we turn toxic just like your ex with the toxic badge. Then we have to do this whole stupid Poke Studio thing. After doing that, we finally can set sail across the ocean to the big city, Castelia City. Man, I'm loving this city animation. After landing in the city, we go help a rival against Team Plasma, and our Riolu evolves into Lucarios. I totally forgot Riolu evolves due to high friendship. Anyways, we're like in the sewers of the city right now, and we finally do find the gym leader For some reason, he was chilling in the sewers of the city, and now we get to challenge him to a battle. Because we have Pig Knight, I'm hoping this battle will be rather easy. Pork Chop takes out his first Pokemon, and Lucario takes out his Dwebble. And finally, Pork Chop takes out his Laverny, winning us the match. And we get the third gym badge, the Insect badge. And honestly, the game's pretty easy up until this point. Our Swaddle evolves into a Swadloon. And we want to catch our next Pokemon, which will be this Sandile. Ash had a Chill Guy Sandile in his team, so we're getting one too. After doing an annoying interview, we get to run across this glass bridge, which is pretty cool by the way. Anyways, we get to Nimbasa City, do battle with the subway conductors, and then our Swaddle evolves into Laverny, and this was a pretty quick evolution. Later on, this girl gives us her number, and we go on this roller coaster ride in this amusement park for some reason, and then get the HM Fly. And after training up our team, we're finally able to battle Elsa, the Nimbasa City gym leader. We send out Pig Knight and we're trying to use Rollout, but obviously she Volt Switches. We're locked into using Rollout repeatedly. Flaffy then Volt Switches back into Emolga, and we one-shot Emolga, knocking it out. We send out Sandile for Flaffy so it won't be able to Volt Switch out, and we knock it down with Sand Tombs. Now she only has one Pokemon left, but it's her hardest, her Zebstrika. Zebstrika knocks out our ground type, and it's up to Lucario to finish off Zebstrika. And with one Force Palm, Lucario is able to knock out Zebstrika, winning us the match. And with that, Elsa gives us her number and the Bolt badge. We also get to walk down the runway with her, and then we do battle with Team Plasma. Then I see two Team Plasma grunts beefing outside. Later on, our Sandile evolves into Krokorok, which is pretty cool. This guy offers his Zoroark to us, but since Ash never had one, we reject his offer. We're unable to move past Chargestone Cave because, I don't know, there's like some problem here. Later on, we catch this Tranquill. I know Ash had a Pidove, but I don't really care. Then we challenge Clay the Texan to a gym battle. Lucario's faints to his Krokorok, then Laverny takes out his Krokorok. We switch into Pig Knight, but unfortunately get knocked out with Bulldoze. Tranquill fails too. Then our Krokorok comes in clutch and knocks out his Excadrill. Laverny comes back in and does decent damage but is knocked out by Sandslash. Krokorok knocks out his Sandslash and we finally win the gym battle, putting the Texan in his place. And after a tough battle, we finally have the Quake badge. We end up at the Pokemon World Tournament afterwards and run through our rival's team with ease, and we're challenged by Cheren. We sweep his whole team because he is a normal type gym leader and we have Lucarios. And finally we battle this scientist and sweep his team with Bone Rush, winning us our first world tournament. After world tournaments, we hop on a ship and battle Team Plasma. After we chase them away, we head north towards Chargestone Cave. After the cave, we finally make it to Mastralton City. We meet Professor Junifer and get the Master Ball pretty early in this game. After some training, our Pig Knight evolves into an Emboar. Alright, after posting this video, it has come to my attention Ash never actually had an Emboar on his team. Now, I never watched the Unova anime fully, and so when I researched a little for this video, I came across this site that made it seem like he had an Emboar. And I even read a little bit of the description here, and it's literally talking like Ash had an Emboar. I don't know why someone would make a page making it look like Ash had an Emboar. That's just super weird to me. So yes, unfortunately, I did let Pig Knight evolve into Emboar. Their level up movesets are all the same, but yes, Emboar does have better stats than Pig Knight. So if you guys want to disqualify me right here, that's totally fine. Just note, I literally thought this guy had an Emboar. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. We also make it to the top of this tower and ring the bell and encounter our ace for this game. It's Pikachu! Pikachu. After doing some battle, we finally catch our Pika Pal and challenge Skyla to a gym battle. Both Krokorok and Lucarios are fainted by Swombat. Pork Chop knocks out her Swombat and Pikachu knocks out her Swanna. Pikachu goes 2 for 2 and knocks out Skarmory as well. We finally beat Skyla and get our 6th badge. And with the jet badge, we're finally able to take the plane at the airport. Now, quick disclaimer here. I know Pikachu's hacked in, but I feel like it's fair because there's no legitimate way to get Pikachu in this game. And without Pikachu, this run just doesn't feel right. Also, I catch a newer Tranquill because our Tranquill is pretty low leveled. And we head towards the airport to finally take the plane across the region for some reason. I don't remember if they do this in Black 1, but let me know in the comments below. Our Krokorok finally evolves into a Crocodile. I don't think I'm saying that right. And our Tranquill finally evolves into an Unpheasant. I think this is the version Ash had in the anime, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, in Umbrella Town, we're battling our rival. Pikachu knocks out his Unpheasant. Laverny knocks out his Simisage. Then he begins to mount the weirdest comeback ever, knocking down 3 Pokemon in a row. Unfortunately, Serperior's not too lucky though, because Porkchop knocks it out. Then I encounter this old man who's on a 999 win streak, and we quickly put an end to that. I kind of feel bad putting an end to his win streak. Then we run into Iron Leaves. We actually managed to catch it though, which is pretty cool, but obviously we won't be using it. Then we run into Champion Iris and catch ourselves a Muck. I decided to catch this guy because we didn't use him in Fire Red, so I decided to temporarily put him on our team. Then we challenge Drayden to a gym battle for the 7th gym badge. He knocks out our Muck. Lucario knocks out his Dredigan. We managed to knock out his Flygon. And we also managed to knock out his Haxorus, winning us the 7th gym badge, which it's pretty cool. It's called the Legend badge. And since Ash is a legend, he definitely deserves it. Then the bad guys from the Avengers come in and freeze the whole city, which is pretty smart because it's a dragon type city. Instead of helping, we challenge Marlin, the water type gym leader. And this badge is by far the easiest badge to get. Although he starts off by knocking out our Pikachu, Laverny's out for blood and goes back to back with knockouts. Unfortunately, his Jellicix knocks out our Laverny, but we take advantage of dual typings and knock out his Jellicix with Crocodile. Finally, Marlin gives us the Wave badge, which is the final badge of the Unova region. Then he just randomly runs off for a swim, and I'm assuming we'll never see him again. Oh wait, there he is getting off a ship. Instead of helping us, he wants 2 10-year-olds to take on Team Plasma. While I watch him walk off, our rival tells us it's time to get on board. After doing some battles, we find N's credit card and the pin code, which for some reason has 3 7s in it. Then this weird looking dude shows us they have Kyurem hostage, and it's actually Kyurem powering this entire ship. After we beat him, the ship proceeds to take off. Luckily though, we hop off and end up on the beach. Kyurem pulls up and tells us to go to the Giant Chasm. At the Giant Chasm, I guess the good guy Team Plasma faces off against the bad guy Team Plasma. This guy gives us max revives, which will be very important later on. We get challenged to a battle by Zinzalin and crush his team pretty easily. Then we meet up with that weird scientist dude from the World Tournament, and just like the World Tournament, we beat him. Then these weird like secret security dudes ambush us, and just look how clutch Emboar is, guys. This guy's paralyzed, hanging on with 4 HP to beat this shadowy dude. Unfortunately, 2 more of them appear. We end up making it to Kyurem, and he's about to stab us with like icicles, but out of nowhere Reshiram saves us, and it's the freak without a human heart. It's N. Finally, someone other than the main player does something. Unfortunately, Kyurem catches Reshiram, leading to us battling White Kyurem. It's not that strong, however, and Crocodile is able to defeat it. Finally, we're challenged by Ghetsis. This battle is the hardest battle ever. We're able to clear his first Pokemon and then get walled by Seismitoad. Crocodile has to come back and beat him. Luckily, his next Pokemon is Drapion, and even though we're poisoned, we still have Earthquake. We heal Crocodile and it manages to take out Toxicroak, and he's about to send out Hydreigon. This Pokemon absolutely walls us. We only have 1 Pokemon left though. Hydreigon outspeeds, so we're literally screwed. But I got an idea. Each time Hydreigon uses a move, it lowers its own HP. And we have just enough revives to keep reviving our team until Hydreigon knocks itself out. Shockingly, Crocodile survives its Dragon Rush and Hydreigon knocks itself out. He surprisingly has 1 last Pokemon left, and it's the notorious boss with the sauce, Electros. This guy's a pure electric type with Levitate. It has no weaknesses. We hit it with a crunch and get knocked out by acrobatics. Porkchop has to come in and hit it with a flamethrower, and we manage a knockout against Electros. And with that, Ghetsis is defeated. We also finally put an end to Team Plasma. We also get props from N, and later on at the beginning of the Victory Road, he gives us Waterfall. But I don't know, I don't really need it this time to get to the Pokemon Champion League. Anyways, we finally are walking through the gates of the Victory Road. This reminds me of Fire Red, when you walk through those gates and get each badge confirmed. It's really cool in my opinion. And finally, after walking through the last gate, we're on our way to the Victory Road. I really like this Victory Road because all you needed was strength. Having Surf would also help you, but that was optional. Anyways, look who we found in the middle of the Victory Road. A Zoroark, but we didn't encounter it though, since Ash never had one. We battle our rival one last time, and for some reason he's going to the Pokemon League with only 4 Pokemon, and don't blink or else you'll miss me beating my rival. Anyways, we finally beat him, and now it's finally time to challenge the Elite Four. It's super helpful that Crocodile has super effective moves against all her Pokemon, and we easily take the first win. Then we're up against Battle Frontier Brain turned Elite Four, Caitlyn. Do you guys remember when she had an exhibition match against Cynthia? No way this girl thought she was gonna ever win. We have Crunch, so she's pretty easy. She does try to rally towards the end by putting us to sleep, but I mean, come on. Did she really think she's gonna beat the Croc? Next up is Grimsley. His fake out only makes our Lucario even more mad as we get a speed boost off Steadfast. He has his own Crocorock, but it's not the one with sunglasses, so it doesn't last. And with a 4x super effective close combat, we beat his final Pokemon. Now we're up against the guy that stopped us at Twist Mountain. We take out his Throll, and he beats our first Pokemon that's ever been beaten at the Elite Four. He fails to go back to back, and we knock out his next Pokemon. It's at this moment we also learn Flare Blitz. His Mienshao is pretty strong and takes out our second Pokemon. Pikachu gets revenge though, and somehow this guy knocks out our Unfezant, taking out half our team so far. He also takes out Porkchop. If this was 4v4, he would win. Luckily for us, it's 6v4. And surprisingly, our Laverny takes out his Sock. And it's finally time for the showdown. It's us up against the Dragon Master Iris. And if you guys watched my Heart Gold run, you guys know how badly I suck against Dragon Masters. But this time I have an OP Crocodile with Outrage, and it's him who's gonna take us to the promised land. And now it's finally time for the championship match. It's Ash versus Iris. We sweep her first two Pokemon with taking 0 damage. At this point, surprisingly, we didn't get confused, but it's not worth taking on her Lapras. So we switch in for Lucarios. And after one close combat, her Lapras is knocked out. However, our defenses are weakened. She sends out Aggron, and I know Aggron's a Rock and Steel type. And as long as we move first, we'll take a second win. And just like I thought, Aggron's knocked out too. Next up is her Haxorus up against our Crocodile. It manages to survive an Outrage and she goes for a full restore. It survives a second Outrage and we're confused. In our confusion, we hit ourselves, and its X-Scissor is super effective. Unfortunately, this is the end of the road for our Crocodile. Porkchop tanks an Earthquake and knocks down Haxorus with the Flare Blitz. I honestly thought that was her last Pokemon, but apparently she has one more left. But it's all good, because we still haven't used our ace. Porkchop loses to Acrobatics, giving us a free switch in to Lucarios. Unfortunately, Lucarios isn't able to do the job. It survives in Acrobatics and hits it with close combat, but this Rocky Dinosaur is faster than I thought, and it knocks out our Lucarios. However, our ace is still yet to be used. It goes for Endeavor that does major damage to Pikachu. Pikachu first paralyzes it with Static and knocks it down with Thunderbolt, winning us the match and crowning us the Unova champion. Oh boy, that definitely was a fun playthrough. Now I understand why people love these games so much. The graphics are freaking awesome, but the Elite Four is pretty weak. I was bounded to Pokemon Ash owned in the anime, and my team still crushed them. So imagine if I caught all the legendary Pokemon I encountered on the way, this wouldn't even be close. Definitely the easiest Elite Four yet. Iris was pretty strong, but as long as you have a good Dragon type, or at least a good Dragon type move in my case, she can't touch you. And for winning at the Elite Four with relative ease, the strongest trainer ever is rewarded with easy mode. Yeah, we definitely needed that with our level 65 Crocodile. This video was definitely fun to make. Again, I can't emphasize enough how great these graphics are, guys. Honestly, no wonder people love Gen 5 graphics so much. As for Ash, he'll be headed towards the Pokemon World Tournament, so definitely tune in to my next video where I'll be bringing in all the Pokemon I've been using throughout this challenge and taking on the Pokemon World Tournament. As always, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. Tell me your favorite Pokemon game. Tell me your favorite part about the Black and White games. Don't forget to take it easy. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.